time now.
You crossed the line?
Yep. You're recording now?
Yes.
So why don't you tell them what we're looking at?
Because I don't know what we're looking at.
So it's
Rich was arrested and charged.
surrounded by a lot of flat land, rolls a little bit.
But it's better than what we saw yesterday.
That's true. Yesterday sucked, and it was better than last night. Cow patty, capital of the world.
Yes, we experienced.
So what am I supposed to say?
I don't know what you're supposed to say. I believe this is Capulan, since we're coming up on Capulan, New Mexico. I think.
I'm sure we'll be corrected if we're wrong.
We don't know how much of this is going to show up from here, but I thought I'd get the first shot of what I think is the Sangre de Cristos.
We get this truck out of the way. Go ahead and pan off to the side over here. We had seen antelope earlier, but we were too slow. So
They
we're
were too
ready for them
fast.
now.
And I'm sure we'll miss a lot of color in the higher elevations, but there is a little bit of golden trees down here. Getting ready to hit Raton, New Mexico. I'll stop again at the pass and try to take some good pictures from a non-moving vehicle
Through clean windows.
through clean
Or
windows.
Not even through a window at all. Must be a truck turning. Yep, he's already got it. Good. It's over. Good. We thought we'd get a small pan and see what's going on here. Sorry about the street signs and the noise, but you know, it's one of those things. Get out of the way, Mr. Truck.
Okay, we're beginning our climb up to the top of Raton Pass.
So I'll hit a few more bumps.
Try to get in the state of Colorado.
These pictures are brought to you by Greyhound, who fortunately stopped before rear-ending us a few minutes ago.
Yeah. A lot of this road is under construction still, can you believe it? So we're going to see what happens when we get to the border.
Wow. Looky up there. Look at a rabbit. No, I'm just kidding. Are you still filming?
Yeah.
Okay. Pan off to the side.
Oh, the seatbelt's in the way. Don't we sound like an old married couple? He's telling me how to film and I'm telling him how to drive.
Look, watch this.
You missed that
Damn.
hole.
How'd that outhouse pass us?
I'm not very good at panning.
Well, it's kind of hard with the seatbelt on. give you that.
I guess the Colorado taxpayers have invested in new signs for their borderline. This one is colorful. Mountains and much more.
Whoops.
I just got my first whiff of the pine scented air and it smells really great. It is a beautiful day. I would say it's in the maybe upper 60s, lower 70s. No wind blowing. Went through quite a storm when we left Amarillo.
Some old looking buildings here.
Okay, this is a stop on the Colorado State Highway 12, Highway of Legends. We stopped at the Colorado Tourist Information Place in Trinidad, and the lady suggested taking Highway 12 over to the Walsenburg area instead of going Interstate 25. I thought we'd try something different and give it a try, see what happens. It may take us a little bit longer today, but we're here to see things, so we're gonna look. A little bit of color still here. A little bit's better than nothing.
Are you recording?
Yes?
Want me to roll the window up so to hear something?
No?
Or you just want the sound of the road and the asphalt giving up the tires?
Got the sound of silly conversation. I'm gonna pan over here to the top of these mountains because I can see just a little bitty, itty bitty, teeny tiny spot of snow up there. But I can honestly say that it is by far the most snow we have seen on this trip so far. Sorry, David, I had to do it. And in answer to my earlier question, that little river back there was the Purgatory River.
We can buy some land.
Little community called Stonewall. I'm not getting a very good shot of this, but
It's a stone
it's
wall.
a stone wall.
Not a very thick one.
Strange.
No wonder it's called stone wall.
I had to fall down.
Just in case you didn't get a chance to read the sign. You want to try to go to it?
Sure. We're just taking this little detour to see what Monument Lake actually is. Okay, this is Monument Lake. Looks like it's in the bottom of the Cucharo Valley. I guess that must be the monument they're referring to. It's really a pretty little lake.
Darn, ran out of film.
This is North Lake, just a little bit further down the road than Monument Lake. Now we're going to begin the ascension to Cucharo Pass, which is an elevation of 9,941 feet. So we'll see what happens when we get to the top.
Ain't finished going down yet. There, saw wildlife. Saw
Two, antelope and coyotes.
And chipmunkas.
It's real hard to see in that viewfinder because the viewfinder's all black and white.
Yeah. Glad he popped up on the rocks either way. Get a picture of that sign.
Who likes those? San Isabel National Forest. And now we're high enough that we can see some aspen trees, but all their color's already gone. I bet this would be beautiful during Color Fest, though.
I believe the sign at 35. Wow.
I believe this sign at 30. Quite a few interesting drops on this little trip here.
I know who to blame. They add some pavement in here.
Look at it this way. We go over the trees and stop it. You okay?
They didn't spill too much. Oh, hold on.
Boy, I bet this really would have been beautiful a few weeks ago.
Boy, this is gonna be terrible in the wintertime.
This is closed in the wintertime.
Oh, at least now we can bounce off the side of the hill.
Yeah, we've only seen one or two cars on this road today. We don't know if that's good or if that's bad at this point. Vertigo, anyone? That's got to be one of the Spanish Peaks. I'm not sure which one at this point. Okay, here we are entering Forbes Park. We had to stop at the office and trade in the old card and get a new one. It's been so long since anybody's been up here.
No. Oh yeah, that's it. Oh no. Forest Park Road.
We're hoping we don't get lost. Seems to be a little bit of a storm building up over the mountains. Maybe get a little bit better look at that later on. Well, we finally made it to Forbes Park. It's getting kind of late in the evening because our little detour took longer than I thought it would. There's those clouds over the mountain. Get you a little bit closer to that. We were going to spend some time romping around in there, but from the looks of things, it's just a little bit overgrown. Let me pan over here at the little common area. It is also a little bit overgrown. I hear a woodpecker, and I can hear a little creek going. It's about feels like it's hitting about low 50s right now. It's getting kind of chilly with that sun going down. Haven't really noticed that much more development out here. Maybe if we get out of here before it gets too dark, we'll try to drive around a little bit. They gave us a road map. It's office.
Too late, I'm recording. I just had to wait. So I want to get another shot of the mountains over there. Kind of pan around a little bit. And there's the pillar of the car. And let's go back this way. Okay, I'm just going to zoom in on that mountain for a second. Okay, that's it. All done. We're going to go. I don't know how well this is going to come out. I'm trying to get the mountains out in the distance. Yeah, I'm trying to get the mountains out in the distance, try and get a little of the sunset to go with them. It's kind of shaky and there's some houses in the way, but oh well. We'll do our best. Yep, here we go. We got the sun just setting behind the Continental Divide. So the Continental Divide will be that nice black border area at the bottom of the screen.
Which we will be going over tomorrow. Good morning from Movie Manor, Monte Vista. It is a chilling 31 degrees this morning. There was ice on the car when we got up. Hopefully it'll warm up a little bit during the day. We didn't get to watch a movie because they only went. So we begin our ascent to Wolf Creek Pass. It's about 8:15 in the morning, and in between these mountains I've seen some peaks peeking out behind and have quite a bit of snow on them, so I guess we'll just wait and see what happens when we get to the summit. If we get to the summit. If we get down the other side.
National forests everywhere. We gotta go all the way to the top.
Uh-huh.
Wow. I see trail rides, but I don't see no horses. Yeah, we couldn't get those 7 deer that we saw yesterday in camera.
We saw a whole lot of deer yesterday. Big ones.
Too bad we didn't have something big enough to bring one home with.
A little bit of snow up in the top. Okay, we just passed the 10 mile to the summit mark, so I'm just gonna try to let the camera run so we can get as much of this for you folks at home as possible.
For your poor people who couldn't come and join us.
Yes.
Because other than the first day's drive, I've enjoyed it all so far.
I thought I was a bad tourist. You ought to see this guy. He was taking pictures of trees yesterday.
Fine. Well, got no rocks fall.
I'm sure my filming leaves a little bit to be desired, but I'm not hanging out the window, number one, because it's too cold, and number two, because those rocks were too close.
You going straight?
Yep.
Wow. Talking off to the side.
I couldn't get off to the side.
Okay, now I'd like a guardrail.
No, it's on my side. You can't see the support holding up the road over here.
Well, if the logging trucks come, we're all set. Going to right to beat you.
No, it's bright light.
Should clean the windows. Bless you.
Thank you. Still a lot of frost on the ground.
Uh-huh. Try and shoot some.
I can't move.
Oh, nice. Pass on a gravel road, right.
Well, this will add a new element of excitement. Now, not only do we not have guardrails, we don't have a paved road.
We don't have a divider marking who gets whose side.
There's quite a bit of snow right up there at the top.
Up. Look at that steam rise off of the water down there.
I can put all of my energy into mentally keeping the car on the road. We'll see you again at the top. Yay, we made it to the summit anyway. I'm going to try to film this even though the sun's coming in right in on it. I don't know what I might get. Don't think we'll be playing in the snow today. It's just a little bit chilly out here.
Take a picture.
Okay, so we are playing in the snow. I'm sure there's no rocks in there.
No, no rocks.
They built a real nice little pathway up back here to where we used to play when we were kids.
I take it this is the top.
Yes, this is the top. Where the water is frozen. Okay, I'm gonna film a little bit more. Coming back down. There should be a runaway truck ramp coming up here pretty soon,
Make sure you get that sign. That ain't much of a truck runaway.
The sky has turned a beautiful blue this morning. That's the runaway truck ramp. Right there.
Wow.
Looks like it may have been used a few times.
Feeling we're more than on a 7% grade. Keeps telling us that, though. Looks like something made it quite almost all the way to the top. Oh, that's fun.
honey. Climb out over on top of that rock
Yeah,
over there.
right. Right.
Looks like we can walk over there.
Yeah, we will.
You can go get a rope. Could be. Honey, I'm recording. Oh, okay. Just wanted to zoom in and see if anybody has vertigo in the crowd. Renee, wave. Just one more quick pan.
So we're just leaving Pagosa Springs and heading toward Durango. Just a side note, Dan's Cafe is now a Hunan Chinese restaurant. It's rather depressing.
Don't know if you can see these or not, but a little bit of ducklets. Okay, just to give you an idea how low the lake is, we're going to start here at Scotty's cabin. Renee tells me this is the one that y'all stayed at. And we'll just kind of pan over here and show you how low the lake really is. And we'll just kind of zoom in a little bit. And kind of zoom. Let's get this. You're welcome. I wonder, why do they spend so much time looking at that cabin? Sorry.
Got my little knob thingy on.
Your penumbral.
They're getting quite a storm up there. Look.
Oh yeah. If you're wondering what I'm taking a picture of, that I saw a couple little trout down there, and I seem to have misplaced them. So we'll just pan. There he is over there. See if we can zoom in on him. There he is. Well, the fish are up here to spawn. We'll zoom back up and let you see what the rest of this is like. It's awful low around here. Honey, wave. We're zooming in on you. Thanks for coughing. Okay, we'll get the clouds. Looks like they're getting a pretty good storm someplace. Well, we're going to get some nature shots here. Also, we're going to attempt to show you how far the lake is actually down. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. See the water's edge there. One last shot of some nature. We got some ducklings there. Don't know how well this is going to come out, but we're going to give it a shot. Here's some scenery shots from the car. Try and zoom out a little bit and see if we can get something a little better. We're driving on the opposite side of the lake from our cabin down a very bumpy, noisy, extremely bumpy gravel road. And I have to stop or I'm gonna get car sick. We're going down this narrow road, so I just thought I'd take a picture for prosperity's sakes. This is just outside of Purgatory. We thought we'd stop and take a picture of the clouds in the mountains. Just gonna do a little more panning.
This is right outside of Durango on Highway 550. We're going to try to make an attempt to get to Ouray today. Having just a little bitty slight break in the weather, so we're going to try to take advantage of it and see what we can come up with. Unfortunately, most of the weather all weeks look just like this. Glass blowing still here. This is just past Purgatory and the road construction. It was a lot of fun. We're somewhere in the vicinity of Engineer Mountain, but the clouds are too low to really see it, so we're not quite sure where we are right now.
We're going up.
Try to get a little bit of the snow. I don't know if y'all can pick it up or not.
Look at all this snow.
They have runaway truck ramps on this road now too.
It just said vehicle.
Well, runaway vehicle ramps. Climbing up Coal Bank Hill.
They have little road close signs.
Where?
Right there. There's a little arm that looked like it'd go across the freeway. It said
Oh.
road closed.
Yeah, that's when there's snow slides. Ooh, a lot of snow. Very pretty.
Glad I brought my gloves.
Mm-hmm.
I think I forgot my earmuffs though.
Crazy tours. Back into the fog.
Because we're going to have to go particularly slow,
Mm-hmm.
which means we're really going to heat the brakes up on the car.
Snow, snow, and more snow.
Did you film the 10,000 foot sign?
No, I didn't film the 10,000 foot. Well, we made it as far as Coal Bank Pass Summit, but there is lots and lots of snow around up here. And I know everybody back there is thinking we're absolutely crazy for being out here. That's okay, I think so too. Hey, watch it! being pelted by snowballs.
Are you getting that? Let me slow down a little bit so you can get a real good picture as we pan across here.
We're panning, we're panning.
Because that's the only reason I'm going to go this slow.
Yeah, right.
Let's take some still shot. Honey, go ahead and say it. This is by far the most.
No. When I say that, when I pick on my poor dear brother,
Uh-huh. Going back up. I thought you were kidding when you said that they don't believe in guardrails.
Nice pass. 4 miles.
Is this like the road to Uray from Silverton?
Uh-huh. Actually, I think it's worse from Silverton here.
10,000 feet. And we're going up. Up, 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 up.
Better than down, 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 down.
That's true.
There's cars coming up behind us.
Yes, dear, I know.
Oh boy.
Oh, very nice. Like a nice plane. Yeah, I will get that badly. coming. Wow. Go ahead and zoom in on the elevation.
Let's stop.
Huh?
Let's stop. Get a good picture while I can. We can change film. We are at Molass Pass. Getting a very slight break in the clouds. I'll show you what's down instead of showing you what's up, because everything that's up is cut off by clouds. Blue, I don't believe it.
I just shifted gears. I don't think we can go quite that slow.
Must be coming into Silverton now.
Wow.
Yeah, there's Silverton.
Is that how the train comes in down there?
Uh-huh.
We have to go all the way down there?
Mm-hmm. Okay, we are now leaving Silverton in an attempt to make it up the 24 miles to your right.
23 now. We've got a mile.
We'll see just how far we can make it before either the weather gets too bad or I get too scared. It's a little bit of snow falling now.
This ain't snow.
I like it much better with a mountain on this side. summit. Red Mountain.
We like 25. We'll go 25.
25 is good. My guess would be that's the Sneffels Range peeking through there.
Haven't seen much wildlife.
It's too cold. Everything's hibernating.
Those don't hibernate.
Wow.
Ooh, look at that sign.
The infamous 10 miles per hour.
I'm going to pull over and let this truck get by us.
Okay. Just let me- It's snowing.
I would consider this snow.
We just passed the monument to the snowplow driver, which means we must be getting close to Ouray. This is new. Snow should have been everywhere. Don't look down.
Now I'm looking at the road. Depends on where you're pointing.
Yay, we made it to Uray.
Hooray!
Now we just have to turn around and go back.
Gonna pull off and let all these cars get by us. How's that?
Who's narrating?
You are.
Oh. Well, that's the Silverton Depot. They didn't really need any narration. Closed for another month.
Gonna pan off to the side here. And the camera is shaking because I am cold.
Because it's sleeting.
Just Renee told me that's good, let's go. So
Here on the way up, it was pretty clear, but now it looks like the storm's moved in here, and there's quite a bit of sleet and snow falling. And you can't see anything. We're just gonna take it real easy getting home. These roads may be open all year, but I don't think I drive on them all year. Okay, everybody at home join in. This is by far the most snow we've seen on this trip so far. Group participation.
Nice.
It's been sanded since we came down.
Uh-huh. And iced over since we...
Since it's been sanded.
Uh-huh. Are you filming?
Uh-huh.
What do you want to film?
The runaway truck thing. Oh, right now there's no snow. That is so weird. Well, it's Halloween morning and there's just a slight break in the clouds. We actually had some sunshine come through on the lake today. I just wanted to film the snow across the lake. There's been clouds on those mountains since we got here. And I guess they've been snowing on them since we got here.
Just filming a little bit of snow here through the dirty windshield. Just to let you know, Renee is driving now. That's why we're going this way.
What's that supposed to mean?
Going a lot faster than what I would have gone. Here we are at the train station. We're just going to do a small pan in the back since they won't let us go around. And now we're turned around and we're looking back at the little courtyard type area.
Okay.
This is at the other side of the train station.
Well, it's Sunday morning, November 1st, and then this is in Pagosa Springs, headed back toward Wolf Creek Pass on our way to see Nick and Julie in Colorado Springs. Just wanted to take a picture, let you see how much snow has been piled on these mountains since we came through last week.
Wow. Left.
I think it's going to be a pretty interesting trip over the pass.
Uh-huh. Can we go skiing?
No,
Looks like we can go skiing right over there.
I think that's an avalanche corridor.
Same thing.
This is all fallen since we were here last week.
Uh-huh.
Maybe fallen's not a good word to use right
Accumulated.
now. Alright.
Now? Just remember, if you're watching this tape, obviously we made it home safely.
Either that or the camera survived the fall.
Oh yeah. Or the other one.
Snowplow came through here.
And a sand truck. Deer. A whole herd. It's easy to see the deer now because they're brown and everything else is white. something behind us.
Okay, so there's been just a little bit of snow since we came through last week. This is what the snow plows pushed off the road this morning. That's where we were playing around the other day. I wouldn't walk over there now for nothing. Probably fall through. Okay, now we're headed toward the Sangre de Cristos, cutting up towards Salida. So we can try to get over to Nick and Julie's this evening. This is coming down off Poncha Pass, coming into Poncha Springs, which is just on the other side, just on this side of Salida. This is outside of Salida, headed toward Cannon City. Fred's trying to think of a way to get on the other side of the river so we don't have to go over Royal Gorge Bridge.
If we do the train schedule, we can make it.
You'd never believe by looking at that blue sky that there's a real nasty storm behind us.
I would. Going the speed limit, hey, we are happy.
Looking toward Royal Gorge. We just turned off the highway. Okay, we are not going to go out on the bridge because it's too damn windy. No way! I can feel this thing swaying and we're not even halfway on it. The tram's closed today because of high winds. Hello? Okay, now we have a bit of a windbreak, so I don't sound like a blithering idiot. Way down there.
Shoot straight down.
I did.
Did you get between the two cracks?
No, I'm not gonna hang the video camera off the edge.
I'll hold on to you.
Yeah, right. You hang on, I'm too young to be a widow! Still filming into the sun. Don't get a choice right now.
Pan around a little bit.
Is that wind again?
Bent and twisted pieces of metal down there. Got a fool's gold too.
Answer your question?
Yeah.
There goes the sun. Still recording?
Can't really see anything on this side.
Wow. Can you change sides? You want me to record for a while?
Hold up. We came down there.
Here we are at the bottom of the gorge. I'll pan around a little bit. Watch out, Mr. Post. Looks like we pan a little bit. And there's the bridge up there that we were walking across, sort of, except for it was a little windy. On the other side is a redwood pipe that for almost 70 years carried the water supply to Sun City. All we have to do is at the top.
Okay, now do something. That's boring. Renee! Renee! 1 second. We were here, 1992.
Dropping everything I own to try to get a picture of this deer in Royal Gorge parking lot. I guess that's why they sell the deer food. It's pretty. Got a nice little rack on him. Guess he knows he's safe from the hunters here. Okay, goodbye. He was in the parking lot. Had a big rack on him.
Yeah, right.
I got him on film.
Preview it.
Nearly dropped everything I own. Here, he's on there. I don't think he is because he jumped into the bushes.
Where is he now?
He's over there somewhere.
What do you hit for just
Get him off the road. He's gonna get hit.
here?
Don't throw him on the road. Oh God, there's a car coming. Run away, dear.
Bye. Here, throw something in front of the car.
Well, take the camera. Attacked by a herd of deer. Okay, now that we have regained our composure after being attacked by the killer deer in the Royal Gorge Park, we are headed into Cannon City and on to Colorado Springs.
If we don't get lost. Since somebody lost the map.
Didn't lose the map, the deer stole the map.
They gave it more cookies.
This is a look at the mountain range behind the Rockleford house. They say on the other side of that is Pikes Peak, but we can't see it from here. They have a very nice view. They have several very nice views. Weather says they're expecting a heavy snowfall tonight. I think we're getting out of here just in time. It's a little late now. It's going outside of Pueblo towards Walsenburg. More shot of the Sangre de Cristos. Looks like the Sangre de Cristos are getting quite a little snowstorm on top of them today.
Bridge.
There's a bridge. Not sure what mountains those are. They're getting quite a bit of snow too. This is somewhere half in between Walsenburg and Trinidad. Headed out of the state. Out of the mountains. This is right outside of Trinidad, and from looking at it, we might even see some snow on Raton Pass. Raton Pass from Trinidad, and it looks like they got quite a bit of snow here last night. Try to get the sign here. I got it. You don't need to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we are, leaving the land of enchantment, coming back to text line, thus ending the excitement of our 1992 vacation, honeymoon. Drive friendly the Texas way. We haven't seen too many friendly Texas drivers. Seen a lot of Texas drivers, just not friendly ones.
One of these is the trumpeter swan. Though the park supports a summer nesting population, their numbers swell with the influx of temporary winter residents. The trumpeter swan is the largest waterfowl in North America. Like an avian jumbo jet that requires an extra long runway, trumpeters must get a running start to take flight. Not long after the snows melt, the hardy sagebrush buttercup and fritillary bloom, followed by a host of wildflowers that dot the valley, slopes, and then the high canyons. Though the mountains and canyons of the Teton Range are imposing, they are also surprisingly accessible, thanks to more than 200 miles of wilderness hiking trails throughout the park. A ranger-led hike along Cascade Canyon Trail is an especially popular outing for park visitors. Ranger Pat Jameson has been leading hiking groups for several years.
These are huckleberries. And if you're from New England, they look a lot like blueberry bushes. They're very closely related. This is a really good place in the fall or in a couple of weeks when they're ripe. If you want to see bears, this is where you're going to see them, in the berry patches. I'll tell you right now, bears really want to have nothing to do with you, and although I don't want to lower your self-esteem, you are absolutely worthless to a bear. You have no self-redeeming value whatsoever, unless, of course, who brought lunch? Okay? What do you have for lunch today?
Ham sandwiches?
Ham sandwiches are pretty good. Any peanut butter and jelly? That's always a good one. If you leave food out and the bears find it, you've just opened the deli section. And they're going to keep coming back. They may run into someone may get hurt, and eventually we'll probably have to destroy that bear. So if you keep your food to yourself, bears won't care that you're there. They'll wander by, but they won't bother you. You'll get to see them, they'll get to see you, and it won't be a problem.
Any access to human food, whether through intentional feeding or careless disposal of trash, creates a lethal situation for bears. The truth is that a fed bear is a dead bear. It is essential that human food never be available to bears. While there are a few grizzly bears in the remote northern section of the park, it is the black bear that is most commonly seen. Though it is the smallest of the two bear species in North America, an adult black bear can still weigh as much as 575 pounds. From the west shore of Jenny Lake, The Cascade Canyon Trail winds past the dramatic Hidden Falls on its way to the spectacular overlook at Inspiration Point.
Well, here we are at one of our talus slopes on our way up to Inspiration Point. And we do have rock slides and avalanches still in the area, and rocks fall down. This is a good home site for pikas and marmots. May not look like a great place, a jumble of rocks, but if you're a small animal, it's a good place to get away from predators like coyotes, hawks, weasels, and they're under these rocks. I like pikas and marmots. They have very different personalities. Marmots are, well, I like marmots because no matter how lazy I am, they are lazier. All they do is eat and sleep all summer long because they have to hibernate in the wintertime. And so you'll see them in the morning sunning out on the rocks, and they'll eat some stuff and go back on the rocks and eat some more. When it gets hot like now, they're in the shade and they go on the rocks, and then they go eat some more, and then they go to sleep for the night. And they do this all summer, and in the wintertime, they'll be hibernating. They can be in hibernation 7-8 months of the year. Some of these higher areas are under snow that long. The pikas are a little bit different. They are related to rabbits. They look like a little mouse without a tail, but they're related to rabbits, and they don't hibernate. They actually get me very tired because they're workaholics. They run around all summer long collecting grasses and pieces of bushes and stuff and storing them under rocks, under large ledges, so that they can get to them in the wintertime. They make haystacks. And when the snow covers the slope, they can run around in between the rocks and visit their haystacks, and that's how they make their living. We're going to head up the trail after this on the way up to Inspiration Point. Next stop is the top. What I really get out of this place, besides the beauty and the mountains and doing the things that people come here for, is the fact that I can show things to people that they probably wouldn't see otherwise. We have a lot of small animals, small plants in the park. People might walk by. I get to point them out to people, and they enjoy that. And it feels nice to know that without me, they would not be able to see those things.
Far below the breathtaking vistas of Inspiration Point lies a vastly different wilderness environment, the Sagebrush Flats. The complex soil in much of Jackson Hole limits the growth of plants to sagebrush, grasses, and a few tenacious wildflowers. But this sparse vegetation is still enough to support a surprising variety of wildlife. The pronghorn is often mistakenly called an antelope, but it is a species unto itself. The fastest land animal in the Western Hemisphere, the pronghorn is capable of speeds in excess of 60 miles per hour. Unlike most of nature's speedsters, however, the pronghorn can maintain its swift pace over long distances, thanks to a large heart and enormous lung capacity. Its huge eyes are positioned on the side of its head, giving the pronghorn exceptionally wide-angled vision. The pronghorn share the sagebrush flats with a small herd of bison. These shaggy creatures, weighing as much as 2,000 pounds, seem like a vestige of some prehistoric era. One of nature's cleverest predators lives among the grasses of these flatlands. Resourceful and adaptable, the coyote is both a scavenger and a skilled hunter, combining stealth and boldness as it pursues a diet that ranges from berries and bugs to the carcasses of deer and elk. In nature, wildlife gravitates to sources of water, and in Grand Teton National Park, water is plentiful. From the year-round blankets of snow on the lofty peaks to the numerous lakes and streams of the valley, and finally, in the meandering waters of the Snake River as they wind slowly south through the park, the waters of the Teton Range and Jackson Hole support a rich diversity of plants and animals. The park supports a moose population of some 300 animals. These stately vegetarians feed on willows, water lilies, and other aquatic vegetation. Remarkably, the moose sheds its impressive rack of antlers each winter, growing a new set in the spring that sometimes reach a breadth of 6 feet. Both the muskrat and river otter are protected from the cold waters by dense coats of glossy brown fur. Otters are among the most playful and amusing creatures in nature. The majestic bald eagle glides from its massive nests in the trees along the waterways of the valley in search of small mammals and its favorite prey, trout. A raft trip on the Snake River provides
during the course of a year. And so the animal has to chew on wood on a year-round basis in order to keep its teeth ground short.
It was the beaver that first brought mountain men to Jackson Hole in the early 1800s. For centuries, Native American tribes had spent summers in the valley and revered the Tetons as the dwelling place of powerful spirits. But long winters and deep snow discouraged year-round habitation. During the winter of 1808, a trapper and explorer named John Colter is believed to have been the first white man to enter Jackson Hole. Colter had left the Lewis and Clark expedition to cut his own trail through the wilderness in pursuit of beaver. Colter reported a plentiful beaver population in the shadows of the Teton Range. Word spread, and other trappers soon followed. In fact, it was these early explorers who gave both the valley and the mountains their distinctive names. Trappers commonly called any valley surrounded by mountains a hole, and French-speaking trappers called the mountains les trois tétons, meaning the 3 breasts. The trappers left the valley when the demand for beaver skins declined in the 1840s. In 1884, ranchers began coming to the valley to try their luck. But due to the long, cold winters and the poor quality of the soil, cattle ranching proved only marginally successful. Cattle ranchers soon became dude ranchers, catering to Easterners eager for a taste of the cowboy life. Though the ranching period was brief, it left an enduring imprint on the local culture.
He's going to show you how he did it right here. Lucky Fairbanks, 1989. Go back champion from J.H. Rodeo. He's on number 37 out of here. Rodeo Street.
Today, the economy of Jackson Hole continues to thrive on this image, preserving a frontier flavor that satisfies the appetite of visitors. There are probably more 10-gallon hats, boots, and spurs in contemporary Jackson than there ever were in the days of the Old West. Today's rodeos, roundups, and trail rides are rawhide replicas of a bygone era. It's ironic that it took so long for this magnificent wilderness to be incorporated into the national park system. It is only 7 miles south of America's first national park, Yellowstone. But early attempts to attach the Teton Range and Jackson Hole to Yellowstone proved unsuccessful. In 1926, when Yellowstone Superintendent Horace Albright brought financier John D. Rockefeller Jr. to Jackson Hole, much of the valley was still privately owned. In 1929, Congress set aside the scenic portion of the range as Teton National Park. In an attempt to protect more of this magnificent scenery, Rockefeller quietly bought up thousands of acres in the valley, intending to donate his land for an expanded park. When his intention became known, a bitter political battle ensued. It wasn't until 1950 that the Grand Teton National Park we know today, including Rockefeller's gift of more than 32,000 acres, was created by a second act of Congress. There is another chapter in the Grand Teton story, a chapter that contains an important lesson about the delicate relationship between human beings and the wilderness. In the early 1900s, the few ranchers willing to brave the winters of Jackson Hole began to fence more and more of the range. With the coming of winter, enormous elk herds, having summered in the mountain highlands, would migrate to the valley. But the fences cut the elk off from their traditional winter food and water supplies. They began to starve. Hundreds of animals died in a single season. Their plight aroused a national outcry. Finally, in 1912, a national elk refuge was created immediately adjacent to the park's southeastern border. Today, the refuge supports a winter population of more than 7,500 animals that are part of the largest elk herd in the world. Winter visitors to the refuge can learn about this wildlife story firsthand, thanks to sleigh rides that take them into the midst of the herd.
Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you to the National Elk Refuge. My name's Jim Griffin. I'm an assistant refuge manager here at the refuge. We try to let this range pretty much carry itself and carry the elk during a good part of the winter. The elk are down here for 6 months each year during the winter, from November till May. And during that 6 months, about 4 months of an average winter, we actually don't feed at all. They'll get by just on the natural standing forage that's here. And then once winter sets in pretty heavy. You get a lot of snow, and you get icing conditions or wind-drifted snow where it's packed down. It's tough on the elk, and they really can't feed anymore, and you don't have enough range for that many elk. So if you don't start a supplemental feeding program, then you're going to get a lot more mortality. You'd have quite a bit of starvation in some years. So basically, the combination of range and the supplemental feeding helps us carry this large elk herd through in a healthy condition through the winter with very little mortality. Well, the bulls are sparring, actually part of a tension reliever with some of the bulls, but also, in a sense, they're just kind of playing around with each other. The sparring is a way that the bulls kind of test each other's strength. There's this hierarchy of bulls and the social dominant and submissive interaction of the animals. And the young bulls like these two are playing around a little bit, but you'll notice one bull will push the other one until finally it'll back off and turn away and walk away. That one bull, you know, was a little bit dominant over the other one, and the other one backed off. There's nothing too serious going on there, though, and even during the fall rutting season, it's rare that you ever find an animal get very seriously injured from the rutting. Mostly it's the dominant submissive interaction of the two animals. Elk are really adaptable creatures, and of course the winter weather here in Jackson gets rather severe at times. This is a mild day compared to some. The elk seem to survive real well, and some of their adaptations are that, of course, they'll lie against the snow, and their fur is so thick, and they also have a little downy fur underneath close to the skin, so that helps insulate them. But if you take each hair shaft and look under a microscope of that hair, and each hair is like its own little downy sleeping bag. It's divided into little air chambers. That's the microscopic view of one hair. So you compound that, and that animal is like walking around with, you know, thousands of down sleeping bags all over its body. So it's very well insulated against the weather and the temperature. And then when it lies against the snow, the insulating factor of the snow, as well as the body heat of the animal, really keeps them warm. Of course, also, they want to be as inactive as possible during cold weather, and that's the way they conserve body heat and energy. And of course, all of that's quite a balance out here. We're feeding them, they're reserving their energy, we're not having them expend any more energy than they have to, so therefore they helps them to survive the winter.